Hi, so let's check out this month's box. Our theme this month is heroes, heroes all around. Basically, you have your fictional superheroes, and which all the children are very familiar with, as well as local heroes. We want to bridge that with the local heroes, people like firefighter, doctors, and policemen. This is the box for the older kids. Our recommended age for this box is 4 and above. So let's see what's inside. Okay, so each month we have an overview of the activities within the box. It's a nice summary of what's inside the box, the contents, and what each one does and can help the child learn, or what kind of activities that they can do and play together. So it just helps the parents to get an idea of what's inside and how they can use them best for their children. So the first thing we see here this month is paper craft. Something that's really good to do with your children, because it gives the daddies and mommies extra time with the kids to make something that eventually that they will also like, and it actually helps add a sense of ownership for the kids. This one we have it's a simple letter and alphabet craft, but it's based on the child's name. So this one is for a child's name, but that starts with S, but the actual animal involved here is a snake. So each child will get a different one that's based on their name. The second thing here we see is it's a learning activity, but it's really, as you can see, based on different professions that we know. So that would go with the theme of the local heroes. This activities in particular, parents will need to help their child to cut out the icons, the little cards, so that they can help put onto each different job what kind of equipment that they think that job requires. So there isn't any specific things that they need to know beforehand, but a lot of these may be self-explanatory, or they already know. Like this one, you can see an astronaut. You can see here that's a satellite, so maybe they can make that kind of connection. It's really graphical and very visual for the children to learn. And of course, on the back, there's also the words that's involved for each card. So if they get past the graphical stage, which is obviously the more starter level, but they can also do the words, the terms for each of the equipment, and just place them on there. Not necessarily fill up the boxes, but they can try to fill up as many as they can. Okay, so in addition to this one, we also have the back. In the back, we've designed a second activity that is more in depth in terms of what the professional or the local heroes that does on the job. So before it's about equipment, here it's about the actual job functions, and here we also have something that the daddy and mommy has to help the child to cut out first. These are all the description or tasks that that each profession may see. We also actually color-coded each task that may help younger children with this task, because it actually coordinates with the card. So if you see, look at here, let's see, this one is actually outlined purple. I prescribe medicine, so you see that the doctor card is actually purple. So it's a way to help the children work through this. That may be a little more challenging for the younger children, but it would not be so discouraging where they are entirely impossible to complete. And this stack of cards comes with 6 different professions here, you can see. And each one has both sides on it. So that's involved 2 activities. As usual, we have our special craft that we provide the equipments to. So here this month, because the theme is also Easter, we are doing some hand-painted Easter eggs. And you know, the instruction cards always tells you what kind of materials is included and what's not. Usually what's not is like equipment like scissors, and we don't want to provide those because those are dangerous, and directions on how to this one specifically is for painting a fox looking Easter egg. And of course, as usual, we are providing all the equipment here. So here would be the Easter eggs and the tails that you can use to create a very cute hand-painted fox Easter egg. Next, as usual with our each box that we have a thematic recipe that's involved, you know, with the theme, but also very easy to make. So it also just gives you more time, quality time that you can spend with your little ones. So we're making a chocolate bird's nest. I'm sure all kids would enjoy making because it's very simple, but it also, the final product, it comes out to be very realistic, and everybody can imagine it, that it looks like actually like a bird's nest. And of course, it's chocolate and candy, which is to kids what Easter is about sometimes. So that's a fun thing to do with them. This month we have, because of superheroes, we have an extra game here that is designed with all the superheroes that kids love and know. It's a matching memory game. So each hero card comes in two for them to, you know, flip over, and then, you know, just cover them up and have them flip over two at a time to see if they can recall which are pairs. Very funny looking character illustration here, so it makes it very, very fun for the kids. And of course, everybody knows most of these now with all the superhero movies that has penetrated our culture. So that's a very fun game that they can play even by themselves. For the older kids, like my son, who's 6, you might think that it's too simple for them, but actually it isn't, because they find different ways to do it. Like my son, he actually does it by himself for time, challenge himself to go faster each time, figure out all the pairs each time. So that's something that you can try with your child if he's a little bit older. Every box we also have a game that we provide. So this time it's a very educational game that is just really hone the child's skills of concentration and you know, fine motor and eye-hand coordination. It's just sticks that sort of like a different rendition of the Jenga, but it's with sticks. We try to keep the whole pile in its place. Whoever pulls out the most sticks wins. So it's a game that children can play within themselves, or you can of course play with them, and it's very easy to understand. And with practice, they can get really good at it. And also, of course, we also have a storybook every time. And this time we selected a book called Even Superheroes Have Bad Days. And this book's actually about superheroes having not being so super all the time, and how they deal with them, which is great lesson for kids to understand that not everybody are happy all the time, and it is okay to be sad and to be feeling not so super every single day. But and how we deal with them is the most important part, not actually having these bad feelings. So it's just you know, taking something that kids like, superheroes, but humanize them, and that in a way that kids can understand.